tonight. A live Q&A hits this week as WoW gets ready for 7.1. Halloween comes to Overwatch, and a new hero is coming to the Nexus. All this and more as Convert to Raid presents the Battlenet News. From the Battlenet News broadcast bunker in Minneapolis, Minnesota, today is October 11th. Hey, it's my anniversary. 2016, and it is now 9:16 p.m. I just got back from an anniversary trip, so don't worry, guys. Thanks for joining us. My name is Pat Crane, your host of the show, and as always, the players are here. And first up, I actually saw this cat this weekend live in person. It's Dairies!
Yeah, I thought it was a little weird that you came to California for your anniversary and just hung out with me.
Yeah.
And didn't even bring your wife.
I know.
But,
well, she was,
whatever.
She was fine. She was at home. It was fine. It's good. We have a great relationship. It's totally cool. Don't worry about that at all. Welcome to the show, Dairies. Oh, boy. All right. And from Lords of the Storm, the podcast about Heroes of the Storm, it's Gizmo! Hey, bud.
I am here, and there was indeed a storm upon myself this last weekend.
So you're a hero of the storm.
Yes, it did not make landfall. I pushed it away.
Named Matthew, and you pushed it away.
Well, what actually people think it was called Matthew, but in reality, I just completely forgot. I had told Thrall he could come up there this weekend, bring the Maelstrom with him, and it just completely slipped my mind. But I just called him up. I was like, "Bro, it's getting a little hairy here. Just relax."
Right.
And so I'm
skipping the rest of this. All right, from the Payload and Well Met podcast over at blizzpro.com. Please welcome to the show, John Horseman. Hey, John.
I'm going to say a really quick hello before Pat cuts me off when I'm guessing on a show.
I'm totally cutting you off.
Hi.
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 Hi. That was very short. That was nice. That was good.
You're welcome. But I have a story, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just kidding.
Go ahead.
No, I don't have a story. It's just,
Right. Well, hello, fellas, and welcome to the show. I had a lovely, what was it, 4 or 5 days away from the studio, away from the hubbub of video games and such. I was in a forest with only Wi-Fi to guide me. It was crazy. It was weird, but it was fun.
And there was no service there.
No, there was no service at all. So it was I felt very cut off and alone, but I had Wi-Fi, so at least I had Skype on my phone, and it was all good.
It's crazy because it was like a half hour north of San Francisco,
right?
Not even that far.
Yeah, it was it was a great time. Anyway, so I was away, but I was wondering what you guys did. And let me start with Dairies. Other than the time that we drove around where I was staying at, what have you been up to in video games and such?
Well, I mean, that was like the highlight of my month, so I don't know what else I would talk about.
You're so sweet.
I know. Other video games.
Yeah.
Doing a bit of WoW, not too much though. Not raiding in it. I did LFR. That's about it. And then playing the Overwatch Halloween update today.
Oh yeah, that's actually really cool, and we'll be talking about that here in a minute. But what are your thoughts on rating now that you're not top tier rating? You know what I mean? So I kind of want to get your perspective, because you you were a part of a mythic team, and now you are an LFR hero, as we call him on the show. And I just want to get your thoughts on what it's like for you.
Are you trying to say that LFR is not real rating?
Wait, is Dairies 110 finally?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying you have gone from mythic player to a very casual type of mode, and I'm just kind of wondering how you're adjusting to it.
I like it right now. I liked mythic rating when I was doing that, and that I enjoyed that quite a bit. But this is different. My time is now less than what I had before, so being able to just jump in and maybe do the world quests, and that's about it, or maybe not do them. I don't know. It's just I'm enjoying the game just from that. I don't feel chained to the game and to doing a daily heroic and the daily world quests and all this other stuff and trying to gear up and min-max. I don't know. I'm just enjoying it for what it is at the moment.
And I mean, you come from a team that was top 50 anyway, right? Top 20.
We were third at one point.
Oh yeah, that's right. So it's kind of one of those things where I'm sure that this has been kind of a big transition for you. So it's just kind of interesting to get your take on it. So
yeah, it kind of happened instantly. Like we were raiding with Convert to Mythic, and we just decided one week, all right, we're taking a break for the summer or whenever it was, and it was just like, all right, that's what it is now. And then that long break in between when Legion came out, that was enough to change the way I viewed the game and the way I wanted to play it.
Cool.
I enjoyed that break, and I didn't want to jump back into raiding and the craziness that is all that. So.
Right. And it's kind of the same way for me. I know that last year when Hellfire hit, I went into kind of a more casual mode where I was doing LFR and maybe plugging into raids and stuff like that, but not really hitting it very hard at all. And yeah, I mean, it was just kind of a different switch when stuff like that happens, and yeah, it's kind of nuts. Now I'm on a team, and we're not doing very well, but we're doing things. We're doing things together, so it's all good. And John, let's switch over to you. What have you been up to? I know that you're all over the place with all the games that you're playing.
Pat, I don't want to talk about it, but let me tell you about it. So last month I actually hit rank 5 on all 3 regions for Hearthstone, which is cool.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Nice. That's good.
Thank you. I feel really good about it, so I'm having a lot of fun playing Hearthstone. And then played a bunch of Overwatch, and then played a lot of, I got up to like 845, I think, in WoW, and I haven't rated yet. So, yep, exactly. So I haven't actually physically rated. So
are you doing, so what are you doing to get to that eye level? Are you doing Mythics and Mythic Plus stuff, or?
Lying, cheating, and stealing, Pat.
All right.
Basically everything that I can do to get gear. So actually, I'm getting most of my gear from Mythic Dungeons and World Quests. I find that as long as you, I do all the gear World Quests, and I don't know, it feels like 40% of the time I get a high roll, and it just goes straight to Titan Forge for me. So I have a friend who has been playing nonstop since the expansion has come out, and I passed him up an eye level. He's raiding 3 nights a week and doing all this stuff. He's so ticked off.
Yeah,
so I feel like I had to say, hey, Harmful, I'm a higher eye level than you, and I haven't even tried. So
wow.
I'm sure he will love that.
Wow.
Yes. As he comes up.
Please make sure to mock others on the show. Yep.
Just one.
Just one other. Right.
It's fine. It's fine.
Gizmo, how about you, bud? I know that. So here's something that I know that happened this week, and that is that Convert to Mythic downed their first Mythic boss, right?
Yes, our first Mythic Bossel.
Mythic Bossel, as we described a couple of shows ago. The Mythic Bossel. Yes.
Yeah, we got Nathindra down. But I don't know if I mentioned this. My week of gaming was actually cut short because my friend Thrall came to visit.
Oh, right.
No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
But yeah, so I wasn't able to go. Thursday they did a heroic clear, and Sunday evening we jumped in, and yeah, got Nathindra down after I don't know how many polls. Less than 10, probably between 6 and 10, and then we went and worked on Ursoc, which is pretty darn rough. Our average item level is much lower than the typical raid team to have downed that boss. It's a huge DPS check, really rough. So I don't know if they're going to go back in and start working on him after Nathindra this week. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Overall, I know we talked about it last week, whether Mythic's too easy now because of the gearing up, but so far so good. And I think it really is going to be a good pace for the average Mythic raider. I think we will be able to finish this up before the next raid launches and just kind of flow right into it, which, for the average Mythic raider, I think that's fantastic. Again, for the world race might not be so good, but yeah, having a lot of fun in that. And then as well on, of course, some heroes right now. I have not played Overwatch in a while, although I will hop back in there for this Halloween stuff. So looking forward to that.
Which is kind of cool.
Miss it this time.
It's kind of cool. I mean, I think that we'll talk about it in a little bit, but I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I know that one thing that did happen today, as all the held mail came to my house, is that I received my
You are not prepared.
T-shirt.
Mine too.
And I don't have it with me, and I'm all locked in with headphones and stuff, so I won't go away from the microphone to go grab it or anything like that. But it looks pretty good, and I saw some reports of other people getting theirs today too. So thanks for all those guys that supported that campaign. And if you want to support us more, you can always go. Oh, there you go. There's the shirt right there. And if you want to, you can always go to our store. You can go check out all of our wares over there. Just go to convertrade.com and click on the store little button thing. Is it a button? Yes.
Yep.
It's a
Store button thing.
Store button thing. And you can get all sorts of designs and stuff like that over at TeePublic. It's really great. So do that, please. And get yourself geared up for BlizzCon, which is coming. It's coming.
Holy cow, yes it is.
3 short weeks away, I will be back in California. Can you believe it? Wow.
Oh,
I can't. But we move on to the news. All right. This week, on Friday, actually, at 11 a.m. PST, actually, it's PDT, isn't it? Still daylight savings time. Right? Yes.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Nobody actually really knows.
It's 11 a.m. Pacific. There's going to be a live
don't ask Arizona.
Never ask Arizona. They don't know.
Friday the 14th, by the way.
Yes.
Friday the 14th.
Yes. The 14th.
Ooh.
What? No. It's not the scary one. It's not Friday the 13th. It's Friday the 14th.
It's not the same thing at all.
Friday the... Oh, yeah, it is 13th, isn't it? Dang it.
John. Oh my God.
I was totally doing that because I wanted to see these guys play along.
Mm-hmm.
Big. Ooh, that's significant. No, it is not.
Is 14 scarier than 13 because it's a bigger number? I don't know.
It's one scarier. It's totally there. But there's going to be a live Q&A with Hazakostas, and I'm guessing Laura's going to be there and all that kind of stuff because patch 7.1 is going soon, right? And so we got to figure it out. I don't know. What are we expecting out of this, guys? Dairies, what are we expecting out of this? Do you know? What do you want to see out of this whole thing?
This is they're supposed to talk about the Karazhan mini raid. What did we call that?
We had a term
for it, didn't we?
It was a raidlet. But
yes.
this is like a 5-man. This is like a 5-man raidlet. Yes.
Yes.
It's actually just a long dungeon. So I don't know.
Yeah. I guess a 5-man you would consider a dungeon.
Right. That would be good. But there's also some other things. What? Go ahead.
Yeah. But
Dairies talk good.
What is
Dairies
happening?
talk good. He lost it. How about Gizmo? Let's go to you instead.
Yeah.
You can usually say things.
Sometimes.
What do you
unless I'm
want
talking
out of
about
this live
boxes.
Q&A? Is there anything that really kind of you're curious about?
Yeah. So of course we'll have, they're going to have some changes coming to rep requirements and stuff, which I'm thankful for, because one of the things I hate is rep grinding. I hate it with a passion.
Oh, me too.
And so I don't have any mount that has anything to do with rep grinding, and I probably never will.
Yep.
But there's a better chance now, because there's going to be some changes made to reputation requirements. So I don't know if that's boosting rep you get from World of Quest or whatnot, but maybe we'll find out, hopefully. But they're also going to Court of Stars and Arcway is going to open up account wide instead of character wide, which is really nice, because getting to, I think it's 8,000 rep into Revered with the Fallen, or
Revered.
Revered.
Into
I can't talk either. So
with
put
the
all this
Paul
pressure on.
with
Revere.
the
You put all this pressure on.
but it's with the withered dudes, right? Where you have to
Wither, yes.
or whatever they are, the fallen.
Which I don't know why I call them Fallen.
Yeah,
That's not an easy, super quick thing to do, especially on multiple tunes. So the fact that they're unlocking that for all is really good here. And then, World Quests are not going to have the friendly requirement on secondary characters. So as soon as you hit 110 there, you should be able to hop into those instead of getting friendly with all of the required reputations, which...
By the way, and that one deserves that, because I mean, for everybody who plays an alt, that is really awesome, because just to unlock world quests right away, if you've unlocked them on one character, you can unlock them all on all as soon as you hit 110. You just go. That's gonna help out so much with gearing and everything. So
is it really though? Because I feel like when I leveled up, the only thing I wasn't friendly with were the Nightfallen. So like I just had to do those quests.
Yep, pretty much. If you level not by dungeons, you'll get friendly in all your factions. But if you're trying to do dungeons or PvP, things like that, you will have some rep to grind.
Well,
it also
you
made,
get like
it
a
also
normal person,
right? It also may change the way that people quest on their way to 110. So that people aren't necessarily doing the whole story. They're just like going, hey, you know what? I've been here for a couple of levels. Let me just move on. So,
yeah, exactly. And also, like, because I didn't finish all the side quest stuff. So now maybe on an alt, you can say, hey, and instead of doing all the zones, I'm going to do all the side quests in these two zones, see what all they have to offer. So that does make sense right there. And it also makes leveling up better because you're not just repeating the same
there
quests.
There are so many side quests. I don't know if you can do them all. Can you? I don't even know. I mean, I'm sure Tatva has, but only because he's done every single quest and he's been everywhere. So I don't know. I don't know.
But besides things that have been mentioned, as far as the Q&A, I'm interested to see if there's going to be any sort of catch-up mechanic type thing for alt class halls, because man, I do not want to have to do all that over again. I don't know when I'm going to get my second 110. I'm trying to decide. I've been leveling up both my Demon Hunter Illa Won't and my Horde Shaman character.
Illa Won't. Illa Won't. Really?
Illa Won't. Yeah.
Slightly disappointed and slightly proud.
It was like Illidan, Illidan, Illidan,
Illa don't, Illa don't, and then you went Illa will, Illa won't. Right. I got it. I got it.
So I don't want to have to go through that grind. I understand putting work into it. I don't want it to just be given to me, but if
I want it to be given to me. Just give me stuff, Blizz. It's 7.1. It's time to start giving stuff. Let's go.
Greedy.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why when I log in, I just don't get Mythic Raid gear.
I know.
Someone explain that to me. I don't get it.
You have the chance.
Are you 110 yet?
What's 110?
Yes.
There it is.
What?
there it is.
But the last thing I'm interested in,
Yeah.
and this may already be known, I haven't looked a ton into the whole Karazhan mini raid that's coming out here. Do we know, is that going to be normal, heroic, and mythic levels?
No, mythic, yes, not mythic plus, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
That
I believe that's right.
Crazy if that was mythic plus, because that would be a long mythic
Even
plus.
on mythic, that's going to be really long until you get the
Yeah.
gear. So
Yeah,
I mean,
because
come
what
on.
is it? Is it seven bosses? 8 bosses?
I think it's 9.
No.
It's 9. Yeah, it's 9 bosses.
He was 30.
The fat boss guys did some pretty cool stuff. They said that it took them 5 hours to do it,
Yeah.
but they were like checking every nook and cranny of everything. They said that a good geared team should be able to finish it in like an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Oof.
So
That reminds me of
Very long
that reminds me
time.
of
5 hours.
That reminds me of Cataclysm when we had to do what was the one where you fly on the drakes through the place and do the bombing run? That place, when it was first out, it took 2 hours to do.
Dire Mall or something. Not Dire Mall.
No, wasn't that. I'm sure somebody is fact checking us right now.
Batol.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Grim Batol.
Yes, that one was painful. And if you were there with a pug group, it was even more painful, especially if you had a guy like Dave on the team. Everybody knows Dave.
Dave.
Right. I mean, we like the guy. We like the guy. He's a good guy, but he just he drives you nuts when he plays the game because he's always distracted. He's got pizza coming like every 5 minutes. Who knows what he's doing? He's AFK half the time. I like him, but man, he really stresses me out. That's what I'm saying.
Every 5 minutes, that's a lot of pizza.
That's a lot of pizza.
He likes pizza. I can't.
Is it delivered by the
I like
slice?
pizza too. Is there an app to order every pizza every 5 minutes?
I believe so.
Because I would purchase that app.
I think
Did
so.
you know there are robotic pizza stores now? Apparently, there's some down here in Orlando. I'm gonna go check it out. It's
they're
a
in
vending.
Florida.
It's a pizza vending machine.
I apologize to everybody out
That's
there.
real off
I
topic.
apologize
but John,
to all of our listeners for this mess of a show.
You need to try one and let us know.
Yeah, I will let you because I'm super
We're
intrigued
back.
by it.
Mhm.
But to get back on track here
Yeah.
with Karazhan, so we are being
Right.
correct. It is going to be mythic only. I would not be surprised if it takes most teams between just going through it between that 3 and 5 hours. Because with it just being mythic only, you're not going to be running this super geared unless you're already geared and just want it for the experience. Because right now we clear, if we're doing it, our raid team doing normal Emerald Nightmare right now, is like an hour and a half, and there's not much trash in that raid. There's a fair amount, but not a whole lot, and that's 7 bosses. So with this being 9, I imagine there's going to be more trash in it. Then it'll take that 2.5, 3 hours if you're one-shotting everything, but not super geared. Boss fight's taking a little bit.
Right.
So, but I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, I never did this back in the day because I wasn't raiding at the time.
Yeah, me either.
So it's going to be real cool. I've gone through it, now that I'm have super out leveled it just to try and get some pets and mounts and whatnot. But it's I've heard really good things about the actual encounter experience. I don't know how much those are going to change to keep things up to new.
So now, are they going to tune that? The big question for me is, are they going to tune that for a gear check? You know what I'm talking about? So like you won't be able to get in there on Mythic until you're at least eye level 850.
20. 50?
Maybe.
Cool.
I don't know.
That'll be
Maybe.
that'll be interesting.
If they-
actually, as well, 'cause
Or
I guess so, because it's 7.1.
Yeah, it's 7.1. So I mean, it should be a gear check, I would think.
yeah, I mean,
That would
because
be better.
you typically didn't get into mythic dungeons, these first ones, until 820. Now you could go below; it was a little tougher, but 820 was kind of considered the average. And then, of course, looking for groups is like, oh, I want 845 plus. If you're not 845 plus, don't bother trying to get my
All
group
right,
jumping.
I'll check back later.
But so it wouldn't surprise me 850, especially with the way you can gear up now. If you're doing Mythic Dungeons now, you're probably doing some Mythic Pluses, meaning you're getting plenty of good opportunities for gear, and all the things we discussed last week on ways you can get gear. So 845, 850 kind of sounds right to me. And honestly, I wouldn't mind a little higher as something to do, work up. Say you're a normal heroic raider and you don't want to get into Mythic, something to work towards until the next raid's out.
Yep. I
sounds about right, actually. I hate to say it, Gizmo, but I think you're right.
Well, thank you.
John, John, is there anything that you wish to learn from this, or have we pretty much covered everything that you're thinking about?
I'm a gold maker, Pat. I love gold. It's a phrase gold member here. I love gold. So I'm really happy to be Dairies. Stop. I'm really happy for a more alt-friendly patch, and I'm very happy for more ways to do that. I think completely selfishly and completely against the grain of, convert to raid Battlenet news.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for some of the PvP changes and stuff. Brian Holinka, I believe, was on Rally Point this last week and kind of hinted at a few things. And I want to know more there, because if you talk to Tatfa and Tovo, they're all about like world PvP and the PvP stuff to get gear. Like they're all freaking about it. It's amazing. They're like, Tatva, Tovo, what should I be doing to gear up? He's like, have you tried PvP? I'm like, well, no, because I'm trying to raid.
Right.
It's such a weird mindset shift to get to play PvP, to get raid and, well, for me, Mythic plus dungeon gear playing PvP, but I really like PvP, and I really like this flying right in front of me.
So, John, I have a question for you. I have a question for you, John.
Yeah. Got it.
PvP.
Yep, I'm ready.
You down with PvP? You down with PvP? Who's down with PvP?
How could I not play that? Oh, at some point, had to be done. So, yeah, I mean, that's another great way to do things. So, hopefully we'll get some more deets on that stuff as well. Who knows? John goes chasing a fly. All right.
I have one more thing.
Got it.
John,
I got it. I'm back.
John reminded me of this, and
you're welcome.
With this being an alt-friendly patch here, I am please, for Mother of Mercy, let this help prices on the auction house go down. Because as a Mythic Raider right now, for a 3-hour raid night, I am spending between 10 and 20,000 gold.
Wow.
What? And yes, it is nuts. Food has finally somewhat affordable, but pots, I mean, holy cow. The first week, pots were 2,500 for a pot.
That was ridiculous.
Well, here's something for you. And I heard this on our Discord today. I can't remember who said it. I apologize, but somebody said that they were making between 3,000 and 5,000 gold per day on their class hall missions. So you get your item level up on all of your little guys. Up to 830, and you go do those gold missions. And he said that he was raking in anywhere between 3 and 5K on one character a day.
Well, that helps a little bit, but
I mean, you're still doing things because you have to go out and get resources for all that stuff. But
I have because I was really excited this expansion. I've never paid attention to professions. I've never done anything with them. This expansion, I was like, you know what? I want to keep up on my enchanting. I want to keep up on my tailoring. Let's do this. Let's have fun. At this point, my demon hunter is gathering professions. I'm going to make my mage gathering professions as well, just so I can sell to get gold to be able to afford to raid right now. Because right now I can't.
Yep, that's the only way to do it.
It was Zan, by the way.
There we go.
Xan.
Yes.
Zan.
Yes, thank you, Zan.
Because
Zan the man.
Zan the man. Illazan. There's your demon hunter name.
Illazan. You're welcome.
Illazan. There we go. There we go.
So good.
That's a good one.
It feels right.
Nice.
Feels
Yeah,
just
that
good
feels
right
good.
here. Right here.
Really does.
But I like because I've been one of the players on our raid team, because we have about 29 members on our team, that I've pulled myself out of the Mythic team because I can't, with playing Warcraft, with playing Heroes, with podcasting, I can't afford to farm those mats right now. So that's the only thing I have about the whole Mythic rating thing right now. It's just mats are too expensive. I know they'll get better throughout the expansion, but it's a real bad feeling. Just getting ready for a raid night and dropping
Feels bad,
20,
man.
25.
Feels
Do you know
bad.
how we all send Dairies bat guano on a regular basis? We
wanna
should
send
send
we used to.
Gizmo
We
pots.
used to.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
You
Send
wanna
send
Gizmo
more?
pots. Yeah. There you go. That's the nice way
It's
of doing
two
it.
sides of the same coin. We'll send good things to Gizmo,
and
bad things to Dairies.
Why?
Yep.
Why?
John, I
Aw.
appreciate you, John. All the
I
bad
got
things I
you.
say about you, I appreciate you.
I'm glad your webcam's holding out, by the way.
Thank you. Me too.
Nice
Just
work.
being nice all across the board.
For that, you get small applause. You don't get the big applause for having your camera work.
Brutal.
Should actually
Yeah.
work.
Brutal.
It's probably expected of me
Right.
to be doing this. So
Right.
you're welcome.
Anything else on the live Q&A or 7.1 or anything like that that you guys want to talk about? Because we can move
Ian
on.
Hazacostas is a dreamboat, but then besides that, yeah.
He is. He's been on the
He
show.
has those eyes. He's got the eyes.
He's been on the show several times. We've talked to him a bunch,
look.
and he's a great guy. So what can you say? He's a dreamboat. I don't
This
know.
show also taught me how to pronounce his last name. So
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. All right, let's take a look at some class numbers. MMO-Champion did some leveling stats for Legion up to now, essentially. And I will show the actual graph that they have on their website, which shows that, once again, Paladins, Druids, those guys right up at the top of everything. I don't think there are any real surprises here, are there?
Druid surprises me. I didn't realize Druid was that popular.
Yeah, Druid's always been popular. The
I
Warriors
guess it has
surprises
4
me.
specs now.
fourth from last, Dairies. High five.
Yep, there you go.
Got it. We did that. That just happened.
I didn't see it. I totally missed it.
What?
So I had the graph up. I had the graph
There was a
up.
sound effect.
I'm gonna.
So
I don't know.
I'm interested. Why don't they have Demon Hunters on here?
Because you can't.
That is interesting.
They're leveled from 100 to 110.
They don't have demon hunters in here. Why don't
And
they?
I know, like, because it said this percentage is, from being level 100 a few months before Legion. But I mean, you could have, how many weeks was it? 2 weeks or something like that? You could have a Demon Hunter.
So
But
they took the 100 measurement months before Legion came out, but months before the demon hunter came out, so they didn't want to include it. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I would have liked
Maybe
to
that's it.
have seen that, because I'm sure there's a ton out there, and I'm really interested to see what that percentage is.
I want to see how many were created. I want to see where those guys line up, because I want to see how many Illa Dairies, Illa Won'ts, Illa Shouldn'ts, and so forth.
Touched by an angel.
Illa Zans. How many of those?
Illa won't, Illa shouldn't have happened.
But I mean, how many of those guys were actually created? Because man, the guild exploded with demon hunters once those came out. I mean, just filled our ranks.
Mostly demon hunters at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, because we had, I want to say it was around 7,000 characters before demon hunters came out, and then after Legion came out, probably a couple weeks after Legion came out, we were sitting at about 9,000 characters in the guild.
Yeah,
so,
and it would also be interesting to see who's still playing their Demon Hunter after they got the nerf hammer.
I'm not
a little while ago.
I'm not.
I enjoy.
I like it, but I right now I don't have time for an alt. I don't have time for. I barely have time for my tune. So.
Well, good news for you, Pat. 7.1 is going to be the patch for you.
I know. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, boy.
I love Gizmo's used car salesman voice.
Whoa.
Probably the best voice. the best voice.
Any shocking things that
Why don't people like monks?
They never have. I don't know why. The monks have always been low. They've always been, actually, during Cataclysm, when they first came out, they were at like 5%, something like that. And
What?
I think they
In
creeped
Cataclysm
up, or
before Pandaria?
in Mist, sorry. And then last expansion, they were at like 6%. I mean, they're up a little bit, so that's good. And they're all.
I feel like the people that I know that play monk
Mhm.
love monk.
Right.
I guess they're just weirdos.
They
honestly,
even have their own podcast. I mean, come on! If you're a monk, you have a
True.
podcast to pick from. So
They have some of the best community resources too. They're that community, that monk community. I remember I rolled a monk and I quit at like 55. But I rolled a monk and I remember there were so many freaking amazing resources for monk. I wonder, is it a tuning thing? Like, are they just not that strong? Is it a playstyle thing? Are they just not that interesting? Do they not like that weird leafy green color for their action bars or
I think
something?
it's jade. Jade is the color.
Jade.
You're talking about. Yeah,
Jade,
Yeah, probably.
leafy green, jade, same thing.
Nah, it's the same thing.
Anyways,
John?
I'm really interested as to why there's such an aversion to monks, because I don't know, that's a big drop. There's nobody else in 9%. So there is almost a 2% spread between monk and then warlock, which is at 10%. So you go from 8.3 to 10%, just like that.
Yep,
I'm
you're
baffled.
doing math on the fly. Look at you. You're doing math on the fly.
Quizzicaled, Pat. I'm quizzicaled.
I'm interested. I'm really interested that you said they have like a great community there. I thought they kind of just kept to themselves, monks. I didn't think they talked much.
They no, you're thinking
Bad
of
joke.
the other ones.
But oh man, honestly, why I loved the monks when they came out and stuff. I never pursued them because their gear looked lame.
Oh,
And maybe it's gotten better. I said it.
That's a great point.
I apologize. Monk
It's a
gear
great
looks
point.
real bad.
It also feels bad to play a monk and not be a panda. And maybe people just don't want to be a panda.
You know what? I really liked. Okay, so when I was playing on the beta, for Mists of Pandaria, I actually played monk as a Tauren, and that was pretty awesome. That was amazing because I felt like, oh my god, this cow can finally move. You know, move.
A kick,
Murph.
a kick to the face with a big old hoof probably hurts pretty bad.
Oh yeah, and then you have War Stomp and stuff like that, and it was really pretty neat. So I was digging
A
it.
cow that knows kung fu.
Right.
I feel like that should be like a fortune cookie or something.
Mhm.
Fortune cookies say
Mm-hmm.
a cow that knows kung fu. Something ground beef. I don't know. I quit.
That's funny. That's funny. But I don't see anything that's too startling here as far as this graph goes.
I'm really surprised with how, besides Monk being 8.3 and Paladins being 14, that's a pretty wide gap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really surprised with how even these are. But that's a really good sign for Blizzard. That everyone's enjoying all these classes that much that it's kind of that close there. Hunters, I kind of expected to be more. I thought they were their third, or fourth, which is still up there.
Yeah. No, actually, something like that. Whatever.
So I'm interested. I thought they would have been a higher percentage than that. But if people like me who have played Hunters for a while just transferred to the superior class, which is of course Mage, I can understand. So
right. Whatever. No, I think it's. I think that this kind of lines up with what we've seen before. I think Shaman are actually back in the mix a little bit more on those top ranks. So I know that they've converted me from Druid to Shaman, so I'm having fun with it. That's it.
Shakira.
Yep. Shakira. Shakira. Yes. Should we move on to some news about BlizzCon, maybe?
Blizzard games? That's so old school.
Thank you,
Oh.
May. So
Wasn't that Diva?
I see what you did there because she's
that was
cold.
That was May.
It's
That was
Blizzard.
May. Yeah.
Sorry, I missed it.
That's all right. That's all right. So we have a couple of things to talk about. Number one, I'm going to talk about the merchandise sale thing first. That begins tomorrow. And they did a little live stream on some of the stuff that's available, and it's all very cute. I mean, it's if you're used to seeing the Blizzard gear store, it's more of the same and still awesome. That's kind of what I got from the video. We have awesome stuff.
You know,
That Hearthstone blanket.
Oh
That
yeah.
Hearthstone cuddle blanket. That's something. I don't know if there's been other big, comfy cuddle blankets in the past, but that looks the cuddliest of the cuddle blankets for sure.
yeah.
Mhm.
Looking at you, Gizmo.
Right.
Hey.
Oh, wow.
I'll
Wow.
weave it from my beard. So the one thing I'm disappointed in that
Mhm.
I have told myself, this will be my third BlizzCon. The number one thing I have wanted to bring home from each of my BlizzCon experiences, just because it's such a fantastic experience and I want to be able to have something to remember it by, is a t-shirt. And I never get one because I never want to stand in that line.
God,
And I
so
never
bad.
I never pre-order one.
What
and
are
I don't
you
know
doing
why.
on Thursday?
But
That's all Thursday is stand in line day.
if I remembered either of the past two Thursdays at BlizzCon, I would tell you.
That's Disney Day.
Wow.
Let's stand in line.
But I really wish, and I understand why they don't do it because a lot of people want these shirts. I really wish that they would be included in the bag, or at least give you the option. Like, hey, you got a BlizzCon ticket? Do you extra $25? You get a T-shirt in your goodie bag. That would be awesome because I would totally do that.
Mm-hmm. But then you'd
So-
have to be different from everybody else, and they would have to. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah.
I have an
I'm trying
unhealthy
to think of-
addiction to t-shirts.
Well, if you go to the store either Thursday, like John mentioned, or if you go to the store on Saturday, you can usually score some pretty
All
good stuff.
sold out.
But you run the risk of them being all sold out. That's the only
Yeah, the shirts typically go out pretty quick. So
Actually,
like
the best-
Saturdays, 'cause I
The best place, the best timing to do it is right during that first keynote, right on Friday morning, because
Yeah.
everybody's packed into all the TVs and all the everywhere. They're all
Yeah.
in their seats, so you can go down to the store and then you go, I want to buy a T-shirt, and then you're like, sure, come on up, we'll just give you, nobody else is
Why you
here.
gotta
Nobody else is
whisper?
here.
That's weird.
I have a
You just
So-
made it
so I have
weird.
I have a silly question.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit ashamed that I don't know this already, but
Okay.
hopefully somebody else's helps. Is there a difference between, besides the limited edition, like BlizzCon print that they do every year, is there a difference between the BlizzCon pre-sale and the stuff that is sold at BlizzCon?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
So,
Big
Can't
yes.
you just-
Why did I never pre-order? I don't know.
there it
Don't
is.
I feel like
Don't
somebody
you
has
look at me like
explained
that,
that to
because
me.
he's lazy and doesn't know how to search internet on Google.
Don't you look at me like that?
I
Right.
feel like somebody has said that
Strike
before.
two,
I've asked that
Gizmo.
same question, and someone was like, "Oh, they have stuff in the pre-sale that's not at BlizzCon, or maybe stuff at BlizzCon that's
Yeah.
not in the pre-sale, or something like that."
I'm sure there's probably a couple things.
Somebody
like
explained that to me because I asked.
There
the
may
same
be
question.
some limited items or something like that, but I wouldn't think that would be the case.
Right, but like a T-shirt, probably not.
No,
I get
T-shirt?
it. Like
No,
the
they're
limited
selling-
print.
I mean, they're selling the Overwatch T-shirts, all those spray T-shirts on Amazon now. So I
Right?
mean, it's like you could just print one out. Go there, get that stuff. I don't know, why not? So
Fair enough.
anyway, merchandise opens tomorrow. The big news is that the merchandise opens tomorrow, and everybody should have a good shot at getting some stuff. So the other thing is that it's Blizzard's 25th anniversary this BlizzCon, and Diablo's they're having a 20th anniversary party at BlizzCon, and for that you get a big applause. So I guess the details. All right, let's check out the details here. I'm just going to read the thing. Please join us in celebrating these anniversaries on Friday, November 4th from 8 to 10 p.m. in the Grand Plaza. Wait. 8 to 10. Wait, hold on a second. No. They're saying, join us in the ballroom, second floor of the Anaheim Hilton Ballroom between 7 and 10 on that Friday for the Well Played Party. That's what they're saying. They're saying, join us.
They did this last year, didn't they? They did it
us
last year.
We'll have giveaways and music, and there's going to be a Hearthstone fireside and tournament going on, and we'll have the free photo booth and live stream and, of course, drinks and music and all that kind of fun stuff. So come join us in the Well Played Party. Don't go to that silly little, whatever Diablo 20th anniversary stuff. Who cares about that? The same time, just outside the hotels there.
It's gonna be boring.
So yeah,
you'll probably be able to hear
boring.
the music from the Well Played Party.
Right. I mean, it's gonna be loud because Songhammer's gonna be there. You don't want to go there. You want to come in where the music is pleasant and comfortable, and you have all your friends are there, and you can make new
Last
friends.
year they did hand out free beer though.
Oh, and so you're invited. You're invited, everybody, to the Anaheim Hilton Ballroom, second floor. That was, yeah.
I am excited to grab, because they had the Warcraft special Thunder Brew beer. I'm excited to see if they have any of that stuff for this year. But breaking news, 25th anniversary for Blizzard, 20th for Diablo. If you divide 20 by the 5 that is in Blizzard's 25-year anniversary, that number is 4. Diablo 4 confirmed.
Yep, totally.
Wait, hold on a sec.
Can we just end the show?
Is no one else excited for Diablo 4?
Correct.
I'm sure.
What?
Nice.
Correct. Diablo 4, where you can actually have 5 or 6 people join in on all the fun, and then that way all the small team thing kind of makes sense for everybody. On your off night, you can play some Diablo.
Teams.
So it's all about small teams.
You got it. You got it.
Man, I tell you. All right.
I tried.
So that's kind of the BlizzCon update. Oh boy.
I feel like people are gonna have to listen back to this podcast like 2 or 3 times to catch all the little quips going in.
As long as you've caught freaking pizza vending machines in Diablo 4, you got what you need. You came here and you got what you needed.
So
I agree with the vending machine, but
before we move off BlizzCon, do we have reasonable guesses about who the concert is going to be?
Oh, it's all right. The concert at the end. Who's it going to be? It's going to be.
I've never cared. Never cared.
I thought you were going to say you never got it right, and I was like, there's a ton of bands out there, so I'd be impressed if you did.
It's gonna be it's not gonna be a new band. They've never had a new
Lady
band.
Gaga.
They never had a new band there. They've always it seems like the last few years it's always been bands kind of past their prime. A little
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
So
no, it's rock and roll, Pat. It's not that they're past their time. It's that rock and roll hasn't been cool for 10 years.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay, so Red Hot Chili Peppers.
They're an older rock and roll band, and they're from California.
Yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's one. Darius, do you have a guess?
I said Lady Gaga.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
The other rock and roll band.
John.
All right.
John, do you have one? You have a guess?
Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys.
Oh, that was my second guess.
I will go with Limp Bizkit. Winner, chicken dinner, right there. Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, that one.
Limp Bizkit. I've never not wanted to be at there more.
Fred Durst is going to kick a security guard in the head. It'll be great.
Fred Durst is the Fred Worst.
All right, let's talk.
Fred Durst's Demon Hunter name, Illa Worst.
Illa Worst. Illa Fred, Illa Durst, Illa Worst.
Again, I apologize to everybody out there. This show has gotten way off track.
Why are you even still listening to this show?
Maybe we should talk about some Heroes of the Storm.
Let's jam.
Let's do it. So we have there was a thing, right, Gizmo? Yep. There was a live stream thing with Samwise last week.
Yes,
and he was drawing while they were talking about stuff. What was going on with the live stream?
So this was their newest way to make a hero announcement. They've been really creative with these. So yeah, he was sketching it as they're talking about it, and it ended up being Samuro, the Blade Master, which a lot of people thought it was going to be, and it's super awesome. One quick thing to note about this: I believe this contest is still going on. I don't know where to find it exactly. If you go to their Twitter and Facebook page, you can enter to actually win this original sketch along with the Blizzard art book signed by all the art team and stuff, and then some free skins and stuff. So
Cool.
Enter that, why not? But he is out in the PTR right now. He's super fun. I have not had a chance to play him in quick matches because the wait
What's he
for
do?
him is
What's his thing?
insane. So he is a melee assassin. There we go.
Okay.
And he is very interesting. So he has his abilities here. Has a mirror image, which we've seen several Blade Masters do throughout Warcraft, where he'll spawn 2 mirror images that deal 30% of your damage and have 50% of your current health. Really hard to tell the difference between. He has a critical strike, which makes his next attack a critical strike. That's an 8-second cooldown. And Windwalk, which gives him stealth for 8 seconds until you attack. And you can use this. I mean, this thing has got to get nerfed. The cooldown on it is ridiculous, and he can stay in stealth so long. Plus, with his mirror images, it's almost impossible to figure out which one's the real one. And then his 2 ults here, we have Blade Storm, which is a circular AoE ability where you deal damage for 4 seconds, and you can move around while doing that. And he also has Illusion Master, which makes it where you can control your mirror image ability either all together or separately, kind of like Vikings.
Yeah.
So a lot of potential in this character. Again, I haven't been able to play with his talents, but I have played him in the other thing that is in PTR.
What's the
and
other
that
thing?
is the Heroes Brawl, which was announced last week.
Yep.
And this thing, I kind of talked down a little bit on this because not because I didn't think it was going to be fun, but the way they had kind of announced it, it's going to be kind of like all the other brawls we have, Tavern Brawl and the Arcade and Overwatch, to where it'll be a weekly event. You play it 3 times, you get a portrait and 1,000 gold, which is awesome. But that could get old after a while. I played this thing last night from 10 p.m. Told myself I was only going to play a few times. I played until 2:30 in the morning with people in the community. It is so fun because not only is there a specific kind of map or objective for these events, it does these random things. It gives you 3 heroes you can select from. You can get mirror matches. I had a full-on 10 Sonias, 5 Sonias versus 5 Sonias. There are a whole lot of leaps, a whole lot of whirlwinds, and it's really good fun. You don't have to pick talents. You just pick your ult at the beginning, get into it. They're short matches. There's no stress in it. If you're having a bad time in your quick matches or ranked play, it's awesome.
This is going to be perfect for my drinking and swearing stuff that I do. So that'll be good
because you can do it in custom matches as well. So it's going to be great for it. I mean, for real, it is so fun.
Cool.
So yeah, and you can play. You're not limited to the heroes you have. You can play any hero that it throws at you between those 3. So it's so much fun, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this thing actually in the game next week. Yes, the 17th.
Awesome. Good. I like it. All right. Hey, John.
Yeah. Hey.
Hi. How are you?
Doing great, Pat. How are you?
Is there any big news in Hearthstone this week at all?
Not especially. They have the Hearthstone Priest Extravaganza. So over the next couple of weeks, they have some big streamers on Twitch playing some Priest on stream and doing that in honor of the new Twitch Prime deal.
Oh, right.
Which has been going on. So Twitch Prime is Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you guys have Amazon Prime, you can link it to Twitch, and you get a little symbol by your name, and you get to
Get a symbol, no ads.
no ads.
So basically, it's Twitch Turbo
awesome.
plus a free sub every month. So you can sub to your favorite streamers for free. It's normally $5. You can do it for free if you're a Twitch or if you're an Amazon Prime user. You've already got it. You just have to turn it on in your profile. If you're not, why don't you want 2-day shipping? Either way. So they're doing that. We've got the last call invitationals coming up for BlizzCon. So we just had the EU one going on. And I believe we have NA and Asia Pacific going on in the next week or so. So there's that. But other than that, absolute snore fest. I can't wait for BlizzCon.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about Overwatch.
Yeah, dipstick.
Thank you. So we've got actually a bunch of news.
That was the best one. That was the best one ever.
We've actually got a bunch of news for Overwatch today because they came out with the scariest thing ever. They came out with their Halloween season stuff. John, why don't
Dairies nose trimmer. Oh, sorry.
Actually, Darius, why don't you tell us about what's supposed to be going on with the Halloween stuff?
It's I haven't even looked at it because it's scary and I'm afraid.
Yeah.
No, it's Halloween. It's similar to the Olympic stuff they did, so it's new skins and emotes and voice lines and all that, and a new mode, a new brawl.
Yep.
Junkenstein's Revenge.
Yep. And that one's a PvE thing. It's not PvP.
Yeah.
It's PvE.
Like
And-
waves.
Yeah.
It's really, really well done. I like it a lot. They did an awesome job with it. It's you against basically the robots from the training, from the practice. You could do that. Some of them are a little bit bigger, and then a whole bunch of surprises, like the AI, like Roadhog AI and things like that. It's well done. There's a little story that goes along with it, and there's custom voiceover, and it makes the Lucio Ball thing look like garbage.
Gotcha.
But even that was fun. So
Right. My video froze up a little bit. It should be coming back any minute, people. Don't worry about it. But John, have you played the spooky new season of Overwatch?
So unfortunately, I have not. It came out today. I literally came straight from work to sit down at my desk, get things ready, and be here. But I've watched live streams of it all, and it's really great. It's these basically waves of these zombie robot things. You can play as McCree, Soldier 76, Ana, and somebody else.
It's
really,
76.
really
It's
attractive.
Hanzo. It's
Hanzo.
Did you say Hanzo?
I knew it
No,
was
you
someone
didn't say Hanzo.
attractive.
All right.
No, Hanzo was the one I missed.
Right.
So, it's
yeah.
that.
Yep, and so it's those four characters, and you have to be really quick on the button to select them. Because what I found out was that I was not quick on the first one, so I played Hanzo, and then I was.
You only can choose one of each.
Yeah, you can only
you can
choose
do one
one.
of
You can
each.
only choose one. So you're there with three other folks, and you get to choose one of those characters. And if you're not quick, you may end up with one that you don't like. So I had to play Hanzo twice because I didn't have a choice, and then I got to play.
Love Hanzo.
Then I got to play Soldier, and it's fun. It's fun. It's like you get to fight against a few different bosses. Essentially, it's the other characters. You get to fight against Junkenstein, and you get to fight against his monster, who is
Roadhog.
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 And then you also fight against Reaper, and you fight against Mercy. So you go and you have to down them all, and the story is kind of cool because there's a voiceover that goes along with it, kind of telling the tale as you go through. And so you're called different names. So it's the God, I can't remember. It's the Alchemist, the blah blah blah. They have names for all
The
the
soldier,
Oh, yeah.
the soldier, the
alchemist, the soldier, the grandma, and
yeah, not the grandma.
kidding, it's
No,
not
that
the
was the
grandma,
alchemist. That
but
was the
it's-
alchemist.
and the
there-
archer or something
Yeah,
like that.
the archer.
Yeah.
Yes, and so then if whoever deals the final blow to the boss at hand, the voiceover will come in and say, you know, the gunslinger, had blah blah blah, you know, whatever. So
Yeah. There's even custom conversations between the characters as well.
a little bit.
They added all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's man, it's so
it's
good.
really neat, and they didn't necessarily make a new skin for everybody. Just so you guys know.
No.
12. Only 12.
So-
22.
But the ones that they made up are pretty cool. I like them.
Amazing.
Pharaoh was really good.
Except,
What?
Careful.
and please, Blizzard, can we have some more interesting skins for Bastion?
Hmm.
He had
Who?
like the most pizzazz he has on one of his skins is the overgrowth. Everything else is just different skin tints.
Who's
Like,
that?
he's
Who's
got
I
a-
what's the
disagree.
Bastion?
I have
Bastion?
Antique Bastion. I love Antique Bastion.
Antique Bastion is really good.
But like yeah, I don't know.
my main,
I feel like
actually.
everyone else has really cool skins that actually gives them like you know, a lot of different flavor, and him is just kind of like, oh, here's another. Like this
It's
one,
hard
it's
to skin a
Halloween.
robot.
It's
I get it.
Halloween, and it's Bastion that's kind of purple, and it says "Rip" on the front.
Yeah.
yeah,
he's a
it's a
gravestone.
tombstone.
I
That's
get
what
it.
they
You're
call it.
right.
They call it
You're right.
tombstone. But the Pharaoh one is really cool. Mercy's pretty neat. I
Reinhardt.
got the Reaper one. I'm psyched about that because it's the
Nice.
headless horseman essentially.
Yeah, it's
And-
really good.
Really, really good. And what else did I get? I got Junkenstein as well. I couldn't believe it.
Nice.
I couldn't believe it.
And
So-
You spent $60?
No, I spent
right?
time. I spent time. That's what I did.
$80. $80 is what Pat has spent.
I spent $4,000 for 3 legendary skins. No, I didn't do that.
wow,
$4,000.
No, I
that's
didn't
a
do that.
lot.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
So
you have
can
a
I-
problem.
But it's really cool.
Can I highlight something
Yeah.
really quick?
Yes.
So if you remember the last Overwatch event, it was Summer Games, which was really cool, but there was one big thing that got the community's panties all up in a bunch, and that was the fact that you could not get certain skins and cosmetics. Well, you couldn't get
Mhm.
any of the Summer Games stuff without opening them from loot boxes, meaning that the in-game credits that you had, you
Mhm.
could not use to craft the skins and the emotes and the intros that you wanted. So Blizzard has changed that, which is pretty cool. So in the new Halloween event, you can craft them with in-game currency. Now it's more expensive.
Yeah.
Instead of $1,000 for a legendary skin, it's $3,000 or credits,
it's
not
triple.
dollars. 3,000
Oh.
credits
Credits, yes.
for a legendary skin. Instead of 250 credits for a epic, it's 750. The rest of it, it's trivial because none of the other stuff is that cool. But everything else, the legendary and epic stuff, is ×3. But you can at least get it with in-game credits, which
Yeah.
was something that was a
Right.
huge. Like
Which is-
people hated that.
Because let me tell
I
you,
think it's really cool. I did not expect them to renege on that. I expect it to be, this is how we're going to support Overwatch long term with financially, is by forcing these special events to be cash only or progress only, and they didn't, and that's really cool.
right. And let me tell you, that Roadhog skin is really, really sweet. So
Yeah.
if you're
They're all
into
really well
Roadhog at
done.
all, I mean, you will want that one. I mean, he's already got plenty of cool skins, which is, I mean, that the shark one is just, that's sick. I love that one. But this
Yeah, he's
one
got
is
awesome
amazing. They have so much fun with him, so it's really great. Another thing that happened, John, I'm going to go to you this time, was that Jeff Kaplan actually went and talked online via a video. And let me see if I have it. Nope. My stuff went away. It's really weird. All right.
was
So
me.
he went to talk for a little bit and brought up a bunch of different stuff about what's developing in game, I guess, right?
Correct.
So
Yes.
what's going on? What did he have to
So-
say?
The good King Jeff Kaplan. descended
Everybody
from
loves
his
Jeff
throne.
Kaplan, by the way. Everybody
Jeff
loves him.
Kaplan is the
He's,
best.
He's great.
Have you, Dairies, you've at least seen this, right? Have you seen the shrines built to Jeff
Yes.
Kaplan on Reddit? They're
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Everybody
They're
loves
like-
Jeff.
5 cheap, like 30-cent candles, and then Jeff Kaplan making like the worst face ever. And it's absolutely hilarious. But everybody loves Jeff Kaplan. And he came in, graced us with his presence with another 13-minute or so developer update, talking about everything kind of going on with Overwatch. He talks about some of the balance changes. So we've got current balance changes on the PTR right now, I believe. Widowmaker and I think Genji, or those ones might have just gone live, depending on the platform that you're playing on. And some other characters. They talked about the future of Symmetra, which is really interesting because I know for players like Dairies who don't want to aim, characters like Symmetra being balanced are really important. And so they're talking about more that face. I love it. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. So talked about how, I mean, in the end, I think something that Overwatch has been really struggling to balance is turret heroes in Overwatch. It's been really difficult, rightfully so. Like, you can't make a turret, an auto-aim turret, too powerful because, well, you basically take out all the skill of a first-person shooter, but at the same time, if you're going to create heroes with turrets, you might as well make them playable. So you take some time to address Symmetra specifically, and then we actually just had the Overwatch Open conclude last week, which was a $300,000 prize pool, and it was amazing, by the way. You should check it out, the Overwatch Open. But they talked about some more spectator changes that they've got, including static cameras, some really cool... There's something he was talking about where if you like shift and then the number of the hero, it will actually, the static camera will follow that specific hero. So there's some really great stuff. And they're going even further. Like he's saying, this is what we can do now. We have bigger plans down the road. And then there's an upcoming hero, Sombra, that's going to be coming out soon, Sombra, that we can't wait to hear about, Sombra.
Right, that they didn't actually talk about Sombra. Then so, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So hopefully, they talked about some heroes potentially coming out. Sombra, by the way, if I do this, Pat, you're going to love the sound of this here.
Okay.
It's my keyboard. A Moment in Crime is at 89%. Right now. So a momentincrime.com, which is supposedly the next big Sombra leak, it's going up at about 3 to 4% per day. But there is some stuff in game that says that Sombra may be released on the 12th. So we will see that. I don't like to talk about leaks too much because
some
they're
stuff
leaks
that
and they're
says that
gross.
There's some stuff that says Sombra will be released on Day of the Dead. There's always stuff, whatever.
Eventually somebody is going to be right because you just start guessing. Put a calendar.
What I really want
on the wall.
What I really want to happen is that they don't release Sombra. Like it's somebody else. It's a different character completely. And it's just the head fake. It's like the head fake. And it would be great. I mean, because like I think I said this last week. It took 6 years for Pandaren to actually come about, right? I mean, it took some time for Pandaren to come around.
I agree.
And this is exactly the same thing. This is like an inside joke for Blizzard, and then they're like going, you know what? We're gonna psych everybody out. We're not gonna do it, and then everybody's gonna freak out, and they're gonna go, I quit the game forever, and then they'll go, oh no, it's so.
It's not the same thing. I think the Overwatch team is like holding on by their last finger, like they're hanging from a cliff. Sombra cliff, and they're like, can we hold on to BlizzCon? I feel like that's the only thing that they're like down to the last fingernail. Right. Everybody's getting ticked. There's
Right.
supposedly internal emails floating around and everything. So Sombra needs to come out soon, but probably will not come out to BlizzCon if you ask me. They're also working on upcoming maps and modes. They even have one map that I guess is supposedly they're doing original art for, which is kind of a big deal according to the good King Jeff Kaplan. And then, quality of life stuff, all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and they're always working on stuff like that. So I'm guessing that we'll hear more as we move forward. But it was just kind of nice. It's kind of nice to hear from Jeff every once in a while because number one, everybody loves Jeff. And number two, Jeff always kind of tells it the way it is.
I love Jeff.
And I think it's still up on the Battlenet loader, right? The loading page thing.
Right. It is. Yep. You're right. I do have one peeve to pet. Can I pet that peeve really quick?
I don't. I that might be assault, brother. I don't know.
Okay. Fair enough. Good point. But I'm going to pet it anyway.
All right. Okay. So, what's up?
I feel like development teams at Blizzard have been burned so many times by trying to communicate transparently with the community that everything that Jeff says is accompanied by like a 20-second premise on like, hey guys, so I'm about to tell you this thing and it's still in development and things can change. And I want to remind everybody that we are still working on this. And then he says the thing. And don't get me wrong, I get it. But I hate that we are there as a gaming community where everything that a developer says has to be premised like 6 different ways just so that they can say the thing. That's my peeve. And I've pet it, and
there you go.
It was soft and fluffy.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think with that done now, I think we can move on to some mail. We do have some mail, and I just one second.
We've got mail.
We do, and if you have a question about anything for us about whatever, it could be about WoW, it could be about any of the games, it could be about rating, whatever. Let us know. We'll try to answer it on the show. Just email us at converttoraid@gmail.com or call our raid line 612-787-RAID. And then this one, well, I'll tell you about it. It says, hey, CTR crew, I started listening to CTR at episode 7. I was new to raiding PvP, WoW in general. I would queue for LFR every week and slowly built up my eye level, but was always afraid to raid. Today, I'm proud to share my success story, largely in thanks to you. Oh, that's nice.
Aww.
This last week, I decided I would try to see if I could find a raid group. After hours of trade chat spam, group invited me to come. Not only was it epic, it was terrifying. Needless to say, I am now a SEO Destroyer's End. I was invited back to the group as a regular raider and offered a spot with their guild. This actually is from 2012. Isn't it, John? Yes, this is a letter that John Horseman sent in May 8th, 2012.
I didn't even know that.
So look at that.
I was like, this person is.
Well, he was talking about he talked about how he wrote into the show before, and I was like, well, let me just I'll do a little search here under his email and all this kind of stuff and all this. So there, and at the end he says, if it weren't for CTR, I'd probably still be running random heroics, LFR, and fishing. Thank you all.
Really good fisher from Minnesota, Pat. You know we got to get those walleyes.
We love those walleyes. It's really lutefisk.
So John, how's that rating coming?
So, I quit. I quit and went on to other things, but
it actually led to some pretty good things because you were you were one of the top guilds, right, Johnny? So it's all good.
Yeah. I did some of the things, and then I think like probably 6 months later, I think I sent another one.
Well, let's check the old mailbag. No, I'm not going to do that.
Pat said something like, if you want to talk about your class and want to hear more, like send in an email or something like that.
Yeah, we got
so many, I did, and I never heard back.
Yeah, we got swamped with
I know,
that stuff.
But it is kind of amazing to think that from starting listening to Convert to Raid to now, where I'm sitting next to two people I would love to call my friends in Dairies. It's absolutely
that's
absolutely
so nice.
Amazing.
That's
it's absolutely
so nice.
Amazing. So I was like, wow, what an eloquent email. And I love the way that this person is phrasing their thanks. I think that's amazing. And I'm like, oh, that's why. I get it.
John loves himself.
Love
Clever
me.
strategy.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I think with that we are gonna get the heck out of Dodge here. But before we do, let's go around the room and see what you guys are up to coming up, and see how people can get a hold of you and all that kind of stuff. Dairies, are you up to anything interesting, neat, fun over the next week or so?
Lots of Overwatch. I'm gonna get so many boxes.
So many crates. Time for all the crates.
All the crates.
And you can find Dairies at Bored Mind on Twitter. Anywhere else? Are you streaming or anything? You should stream it.
I should stream it. You're right.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Somebody remind me next time I play the stream.
Are you Bored Mind on Twitch as well?
Yes.
All right. Cool. Gizmo, you have the Lords of the Storm podcast. Is that tomorrow?
Yes, it is. Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Central there. So look forward to that. And then if you guys are going to BlizzCon, along with the CTR crew, the Lords of the Storm crew will also be there at the Con Before the Storm, especially.
Yep.
So come by
We'll be there too.
Hang out.
We'll be there too. So all the CTR guys are going to be there. The Lords of the Storm guys are going to be there. How about the Payload and Well Met podcasts? Are those guys going to be at the con? Well, you are. I know for sure.
Yes. Yeah. So a few of us are. So Kevin is going to be sitting in on the Hearthstone panel for World of Podcasts.
Okay.
At Con Before the Storm. I am actually going to be moderating the Overwatch podcast. So yikes. Yeah. I'm going to be doing that, but Rosh from the Payload is going to be sitting in on that as well. Cool. So we will be there. I don't know if we'll actually have like a table for meet and greet, but I'm hoping to be at the Convert to Raid one until we have to go up and talk about Overwatch. So we will be there for sure.
And you can catch Gizmozord on Twitter at Gizmozord, right?
Yeah, correct.
And John, you're at Kicked Tripod, pretty much everywhere.
Yes. Correct.
All right. And you can catch me at Pat Crane on Twitter and, a bunch of other places, especially right here on this lovely show. I'm going to bail out on the music, and I'm going to start up. I'm going to do this one. I'll just do the standard one. There we go. And you guys out there in the wonderful audience that we have, you guys can join in on the conversations we're having anytime. You can email us at converttораid@gmail.com. You can leave comments and questions on our raid line, 612-787-RAID. That's 612-787-7243. You can follow us on Twitter at converttораid, or you can join the Bazooka Nation by heading over to converttораid.com, where we have show downloads, forums, videos, audios. Our Discord stuff is over there and more. Don't forget the store either. Get a shirt while you're over there. They're nice. They're good. It's all over at converttораid.com. We're also on the internet. iTunes, YouTube, whatever you want. Just search internet on the Googles. I think that's
AOLs.
how it works. On the AOLs.
Exactly. Perfect.
And you should be able to do that. Right. Convert to Raid Presents is produced and distributed by Signals Media. Make sure to check out all of our friends at the Signals Media All-Star Network at signalsmedia.com. And that's going to do it for the show. Thanks, guys. Thanks, John. Thanks, Gizmo. You too, Dairies.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Pat.
As
And
always.
me.
And Dairies, it was fun hanging out with you this weekend. It was good. It was good.
It was fun hanging out with me.
Right. I had a good time. I hope you did too. So, and I hope you guys had a good time tonight. Thanks so much, and we will see you on our next show next week at, let's see, Tuesdays, 9 o'clock Central. Yeah, that's it. Okay, for all the guys that convert to raid, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Internet.